Hi guys, this is Archimedes Tutor and we're going to be starting grade 9 algebra. In this video I will be going over exponent laws. So first let me quickly define exponents. I have an example here, 3 to the power of 5, which translates into 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So in this case the exponent is 5, which is the number of times you have to multiply the base. The base is 3, which is the number being multiplied, and everything all together is the power. 3 to the power of 5. So our first law is with negative exponents. I have 3 problems set up here, and we're going to start with the first one. 5 to the power of negative 1. So first I'm going to write this as a fraction, 5 over 1 to the power of negative 1. And to get rid of the negative 1, or to get rid of the negative sign, I just have to flip the fraction. So the numerator becomes the denominator, and the denominator becomes the numerator. So the final answer is 1 over 5. Same with this one. I'm going to write it as a fraction first, x over 1 to the power of negative 2, and I'm going to flip the fraction to get rid of the negative side. So 1 over x squared, so I have to square both 1 and x. So the final answer is the final answer is 1 over x squared. This is where most students make a mistake. 2y to the power of negative 2. Note that the negative 2 sign is only being applied to y, not 2. So I'm going to flip y only, and I'm going to bring it to the bottom to get rid of the negative sign, and this becomes 2y squared. And that's all you have to do for this one. The 2 will stay as the numerator because the negative 2 sign is not being applied to it. Our next law is with multiplying powers. So let's try the first one. So I'm going to write 3 times 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 3. So it's basically like writing 3 times 3 9 times. So I'm going to simplify it to 3 times 9. And what do you notice? 3 to the power of 5 times 3 to the power of 4 is 3 to the power of 9. So when you multiply two powers with the same base, you simply add the exponents. Let's try the second one. xa times xb. So again, I'm just going to add the exponents, and I'm going to keep the same base. So x to the power of a plus b is the final answer of this one. And here's the third one. 4 to the power of 3 times 5 to the power of 2. Since there are different bases, you can't add the exponents to this one, and therefore this rule does not apply. So I'm going to write non-applicable. And that's it. If multiplying means adding exponents, then dividing must mean subtracting exponents. So let's try the first one, n to the power of 10 divided by n to the power of 4. So I'm simply going to write n to the power of 10 minus 4, which will give me n to the power of 6. Second one, 2 to the power of 7 divided by 2 to the power of 7. So 2 to the power of 7 minus 7 equals 2 to the power of 0, and when something is to the power of 0, it always equals 1, except 0 itself. So 1. It's basically like dividing the numerator by the denominator, and the number is the same. So if the numerator is 10 and the denominator is also 10, the answer will always be 1. Here's the tricky one. X over y to the power of 2 over x over y to the power of 3. So I'm going to write x over y here. We'll subtract the exponents, and you get x over y to the power of negative 1. And as we learned earlier, to get rid of the negative sign, we're just going to flip the fraction. So our final answer should be y over x. And we reached our last law. I like to call it exponents on exponents. So let's simplify the first one. 2 to the power of 2, so I'm going to write 2 times 2, and you have to write it 3 times, to the power of 3 again. So I have to do that 3 times, times another one. So 2 to the power of 2 times 2 to the power of 2 times 2 to the power of 2, which gives us 2 to the power of 6, since I have 6 2's. So our final answer is 2 to the power of 6. And what do you notice? 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 3 results in multiplication of exponents. So 2 times 3 is 6, and our final answer has an exponent of 6. Let's try the second one. Just wrap around it. So y to the power of 4 times 5, which will give us y to the power of 20. The last one again will be a bit tricky. X to the power of 4 to the power of negative 2. Multiply the exponents, you'll get x to the power of negative 8. Flip the fraction to get rid of the negative sign. 1 to the power of x to the power of 8. And I'm going to squeeze it over here. 1 over x to the power of 8. So our final answer is 1 over x to the power of 8. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please be sure to click the subscribe button. If you want to get some more practice on these concepts, please visit my website www.archimedestutor.com, where you will find some problems waiting for you. My next lesson will be like and unlike terms in grade 9 algebra. Until then, stay tuned.